In an age where technology seems to have all the answers, where every move is tracked and every secret can be uncovered, some crimes have become almost impossible. Think about it: robbing a bank, breaking into a secure facility, or escaping from a maximum security prison. These are challenges with a near certain outcome: failure, followed by severe punishment. But what if I told you someone broke this rule, not once, not twice, but 3 separate times? And he did it using the exact same, unbelievably audacious method. He did it from inside France's most secure prisons. The strangest part, he used a helicopter every single time. This is the story of a man who left French authorities completely stunned, who embarrassed their state-of-the-art security systems, and who became a living legend in the world of prison escapes. This is the story of Pascal Payut. Pascal Payut was born on July 7, 1963, in Montpellier, France. By all accounts, his childhood was unremarkable, with no major traumas or dramatic events shaping his early years. As he grew into his teens and early 20s, he started to drift into the world of small-time crime. It began with shoplifting, then petty theft, and other minor offenses that didn't yet hint at the notorious figure he would become. But the turning point, the moment that set him on a collision course with the law, came in 1997. He took part in an armed robbery of an armored truck. The operation went terribly wrong, ending with the death of both the driver and the guard. It was a brutal crime that marked the end of his life as a petty criminal and the beginning of his life as a high-profile felon. He was soon arrested, and after a highly publicized trial, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. 30 years. For most people, that would be the end of the story. A life sentence, locked away, forgotten by the outside world. But from the very first moment he stepped into his cell, Pascal refused to accept that fate. He wasn't just going to serve his time, he was going to defy it. He began to transform himself into a meticulous observer, a student of his own confinement. He studied everything and everyone around him, the guards' routines, their shift changes, the patterns of their patrols. He memorized the prison's layout, identifying every blind spot in the camera systems, every potential weakness in the architectural design. He was patient, methodical, and incredibly disciplined. The first prison he was sent to was in an isolated area, surrounded by miles of empty land. It was a strategic design, meant to make any escape on foot or by car a futile effort. Anyone who tried would be spotted and captured within minutes. Realizing this, Pascal knew a conventional escape was out of the question. He had to think bigger. He had to think vertically. And so, an idea that sounded like something out of a Hollywood movie started to form in his mind. An escape from the sky. An escape by helicopter. This wasn't just a daydream or a fantasy. It was the blueprint for a concrete plan. Pascal understood a fundamental truth about any great escape. It's never a one-man operation. It requires a team. It requires coordination, precision, and above all, absolute loyalty. He began to quietly assemble a small group of loyal supporters, both inside and outside the prison walls. These were people who trusted him, people who had their own reasons for wanting to see him free. He knew that the key to success was not just a clever idea, but flawless execution by a dedicated team. After years of meticulous planning, a day in 2001 was chosen. On that day, something extraordinary happened. A rented helicopter suddenly descended from the sky, hovering directly over the prison yard. It happened so quickly, so unexpectedly, that the guards and cameras barely had time to register what was happening. In a matter of minutes, Pascal was pulled up into the helicopter, and just as quickly as it appeared, it flew off, disappearing over the horizon. He was free. The French police were humiliated and launched a massive, relentless manhunt. For years, Pascal lived on the run, but the authorities never gave up. They finally tracked him down and recaptured him. This time, they were determined not to make the same mistake. He was sent to a different, even more secure prison. Surveillance was stricter, the walls were fortified, and the protocols were tightened. The authorities were confident he would never escape again. But inside his cell, Pascal remained calm. He had a unique talent he called reading the moment, an intuitive ability to sense the perfect timing, the perfect opportunity when everyone's guard was down. And so he planned again. Unbelievably, history repeated itself. A helicopter once again descended into the prison, snatching him away from right under the noses of his captors. He was gone. Again. This second escape sent shockwaves across France and the world. The media exploded with the story. How could this happen twice? Investigators started to wonder if these escapes were part of a much larger, more sophisticated criminal network. Was he getting help from the inside? Was he some kind of criminal mastermind with endless resources? After another intense manhunt, he was captured once more. This time, the authorities believed his story had finally, definitively ended. They had him, and they weren't letting go. But for Pascal Payot, escaping wasn't just a mission. It had become a way of life, a declaration of his refusal to be contained. And so, for a third and final time, the impossible happened. Using nearly the same audacious strategy, a helicopter landed, picked him up, and vanished into the sky. 3 escapes, 3 helicopters. There were no hidden tunnels, no violent riots, no scaling of walls with ropes and hooks. Just flawless execution, perfect timing, and a plan so bold it seemed almost unreal. Pascal Payot became a phenomenon. He wasn't seen as a hero, but he wasn't just a criminal either. He became a symbol of how far sheer determination and meticulous planning can take you. A man who refused to accept a life behind bars and who succeeded, again and again, in a way that had never been seen before in modern European history. His story remains a testament to the idea that sometimes, the most audacious plan is the one that actually works. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.